Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. Thursday is my day once again, so here we go, adventure. Not really, I kind of wish we were going on adventure. Things have been going okay for me. I've been kind of bored because I don't have a job or friends, so not much to do. Pretty much just been hanging out here. I went on a bike ride today. My bike is fantastic. I think I might take you guys out for a bike ride. Kind of. I can't mount you or anything, and I don't want to try to balance my phone while I drive, but I could just show you kind of what's on the journey. It's really nice here though, because there are a lot of bike paths, at least near my uncle's house. There are a lot of bike paths, and so I can kind of connect one bike path to the next bike path and almost never have to actually be on the street. But if I want to be on the street, I can, because those are the laws here. I think those might be the laws in Washington, but nobody takes advantage of it in Moses Lake because there's hills everywhere. So it's difficult. But here there are bike lanes, there are bike paths that are only for bikes and people walking, and even on the regular roads you're allowed to share the roadway. So that's fun. I'm not actually like in the lanes, but there's the side-ish part where like people park sometimes. So if there's not a bike lane on that road, you're allowed to use that part as a bike. And you can also use sidewalk, so it's nice because it's really versatile. I got chased by a dog today. It was a little, either a Yorkie Terrier, I think it's actually a Yorkie, or a Boston Terrier. I need to look up what they look like so I can remember which one it is. But he chased me for a little bit. I was about to, or I was pretty sure he was just kind of antsy and wasn't going to bother me since I just saw him chase some people who were walking down the street. But I was slightly concerned he was going to try to bite me, like bite my ankle or something, so I was ready to kind of like kick him in the face. Even though this cute little dog is just irritating as heck and followed me for a while. But yeah, I just was kind of like, you should train your dog better because he shouldn't be chasing not only... I mean, I understand dogs chasing bikes because bikes are fast-moving objects, they're kind of loud, and so the dogs get all riled up and like, oh. But chasing the walking people is not good, especially when they're children. I mean, it's a small dog, but you should rein in your dog a bit better. Becky, I'm glad you're enjoying World War Z. I really want to read that book too. Maybe we could do that for book club, since it's kind of died. I've been trying to read Diamond Age, but it's so painful and all my classes started on Monday. So I've been kind of trying to be a good student, get on top of things, and do the readings for those, trying to get maybe a bit ahead so I can start some assignments that might be more difficult once I start substituting, but yeah, I don't know. But I liked your commentary about it, Haley, and I want us to start discussing those kind of things again. So I'm going to talk to you guys about maybe throwing out Diamond Age, or, I don't know, trying to rework this somehow so that we can all get joy out of reading the books and want to discuss them together. I feel kind of bad that, like, it's your first book, Becky, we're dropping it, but you know, sometimes people just pick stinkers. I'm sure that we won't like all of the other books that we are going to read, or that we've already picked, and you can just replace that with a different pick that we could read. Or we could move on to a different one. Either way, doesn't matter. We'll talk about it. Oh, Becky, also, mostly to you, since I don't talk to Haley much on the phone, but I figured out that I have unlimited minutes mobile to mobile, so as long as I am talking to you on your cell phone, we can talk as long as we want. My mom was slightly concerned with how much I've been talking on the phone, but she sent me my minutes, and it said I had like 900 mobile to mobile minutes, which is a lot, because that's just for this month. But those are free. So I think I only had 16 non-mobile minutes, and I was like, I don't even know what those are for. Probably like calling offices or something, I guess. I don't know, like the dentist or the doctor or whatever. But yeah, so we should be good on that front. Haley, I'm really excited for you to have something to do. Like, that's really great because I understand the crushing boredom of having nothing to do because I'm currently experiencing it. And I still have things to do. Like I still have my substitute stuff to do, which is pretty much done now, so I'm good with that. And I still have my class stuff to do, which is just kind of stressing me out. Oh, and Haley, I wanted to ask you how you're doing on the diet. If you're off of it, or if you're still in your current cycle or whatever. Because I got back on it. And now I think it's been, started Saturday, so it's been 5 days. And I've lost like 9 pounds. Yay! So it's been going pretty well. But yeah, it's nice because I was feeling really unhappy with not feeling like I was progressing towards my goal and actually regressing, from getting more weight. So that is good. I feel much better about that. I just ordered some henna to do my roots. I always tilt the wrong way. It's right there. I don't know if you can see them, but they're coming in bright blonde. It's interesting because when I had blonde hair, I always thought my blonde hair was too dark. Like it always was a dishwatery kind of darkish blonde. But now next to my red, it's like really bright. It's kind of cool though because it kind of makes it look like my hair, like my hair is fire because it like on the ends it's like really light blonde and then it comes out to a red. So I ordered some henna to cover that up, but I might do the whole thing. I'm thinking about it just to get it a bit darker. I'm not sure. So opinions would be great. Besides that, I have an interview on the 31st, 30th, 31st. So a week from tomorrow for the substitute thing. I got my license. I think it's on the ground, so I'm not going to show you. But I have to go in and be interviewed and, like you said, do their whole thing. We don't have a lottery system because they are low on substitutes here, very, very low. So it's more like everyone is utilized if they can be. And the school districts are, it's so big that pretty much you'll probably be able to find a job somewhere. You pick your preferred area, which I picked the area kind of around here so that I could possibly ride my bike, which I wasn't sure was going to be able to happen, but my uncle lives by a lot of schools, which I'm not sure tells you the frequency of schools here or that we're in a great location, but either way, lots of schools around. So it's a good possibility that I could ride my bike. And yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of nervous because, substituting and all that, and I don't know, I think unless they're like middle schoolers, I don't feel like I'm old enough to feel like confident in being in charge of a class. Like I kind of want to do high school, but at the same time, I feel like we're too close in age. Like me and high schoolers are too close together. I mean, they can't tell. They'll probably think I'm older than I am anyway. Most people do. But I don't know. I'm nervous. But you're always nervous for something that you've never done before. And I think once, I do it a couple times, it'll be better. But yeah. I started looking into schools for graduate degrees. And I found a couple professors that seem pretty cool to be like mentor people, because that's kind of how you're supposed to shop around. At UCLA, UNLV has one professor that does French Revolution kind of stuff, but he's much more into like the opera and art, like performance art that was going on then, instead of like the politics and culture stuff, which is what I'm more interested in. Which I guess the art stuff is part of culture, but I'm more thinking of like how it impacted the people and not how it impacted art. So probably not going there. I emailed a professor at UCLA where they have multiple people who do kind of what I want to do. And I emailed one lady who had very interesting stuff that she does when I was reading about it, and she is retiring this year. Like, this is her last year. So I was like, well, that sucks, at least for me. I was like, congrats on retiring and stuff, but I was like, how can you be retiring? You're a professor. Your husband must be rich. So I was kind of disappointed in that, and she was like, check out my two other colleagues who are also in the French area. And one of them, I don't remember what she does, but I remember distinctly going, no. And then the other one does history on prostitution in France, which I think is kind of fantastic. Like, it's kind of awesomely hilarious, but really cool at the same time. Which I'm not interested really in the history of prostitution, but I am kind of interested in French women in general. They seem really interesting. And she also did a couple books or articles on the history of women in politics in France, which I think would be fantastic. She has a book or an article that she wrote called Women of Versailles, which I was like, that's pretty cool. And she also made this argument about whether or not women had political power in the old regime comparatively to after, with the French Revolution and everything. So that's fun, and women play a big part in the French Revolution, and that's slightly unique as far as revolutions go, that women kind of usually take a back seat, but women in this revolution, because of the food aspect, having little food and needing grains and thinking that the queen was hoarding them, they play a very active role. So it's fun. I'm also interested just kind of in the lower class during the French Revolution, like what they were thinking about it, or kind of how they felt about the revolution, how they felt about the different parties, how they felt about Napoleon, which is slightly hard to do because obviously there are less records kept for people who are of lower class, just generally, because they don't have the luxury of either hiring someone to do it or of time to write it themselves. Or do they care because they're so focused on surviving that they often don't meddle in those kind of affairs? But, that would be fun. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say, so I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope all goes well for both of you. I wanted to say, yeah, Haley, we're both living in wastelands, just different kinds. And I will see you guys on your days and hopefully talk to you before then. I'm going to try to talk to you both on the phone either like within the next couple days. So yeah, love you. Bye.